in pure Blue Peter fashion, here's one I prepared earlier. Hello guys, Al's given me control of the vlog today, which means I could say anything. Just kidding, Al's going to edit this later. So, if you don't know already, my name's Dan. I head up the content marketing side of things here at Optic Solutions. But although I spend such a lot of time talking about content, I thought I'd make a change today and talk about SEO, in particular something called title tags. So title tags are something which are really important in the world of SEO, but when we speak to clients, often they just look at us a little bit blankly because they aren't quite sure what they are, why they're important, or how they can even go about changing them. So today we're going to take you through that, and I'm going to leave you with 3 or 4 quick wins for how to change them so you can get the most SEO friendly site quickly. So in pure Blue Peter fashion, here's one I prepared earlier. Now if you go onto Google and type in anything, you'll see a little result that looks like this, and at the top you'll have a blue line. At that blue line, you'll see it just says something. That can literally be anything. But this title tag is actually one of the most important things on a web page in explaining to Google about what your website is about. And so what we need to do is make sure that what is included in here is actually really important and relevant, and includes lots of relevant keywords that helps Google to understand what your business is all about so that you can appear in the right search results. Makes sense, right? Often though, businesses get these quite wrong, so we'll take you through a couple of examples as to what you can do which might be wrong and how to go about improving them. So the first thing that people do is that they include the same title tag again and again and again, and if you're talking about a website which maybe has 400 pages and they've all got the same thing, that can just really confuse Google. So number 1, make sure that all your title tags that you get written are unique. Number 2, use keywords. This isn't something which is spammy, it just makes sense to include your most relevant keywords in your title tag. As you said, this is the most important signal that you can include on a web page to identify to Google what your website is all about. So what you want to do is include the most relevant words and phrases which you think Google would pick up on in your title tag here. And it makes sense to include them at the start of the title tag rather than at the end, because what we understand is that Google places more emphasis on the words here rather than at the end. So for instance, you've got your About Us page and your Contact page, but you obviously want to include keywords. So the keywords, for instance, we might use here at Optics might be digital marketing services in Exeter, as an example. But obviously it's going to differ for whatever your business might be. So you add your keyword here, and at the end where I put your business, what we always do is you add a little thing called a pipe, which you can easily find on your keyboard, and then you just type in your business at the end. Now, we put the business at the end from a brand and consistency point of view. Anyone can put a keyword, but obviously if you've got a good reputation as a brand or business or organisation, having that at the end also helps. So that's number 2, use relevant keywords. Number 3, length. Now often what people do is that they'll write massive long keywords, and they might have copied off a piece of description from their web page and just thought, oh, I'll whack it in here, it doesn't matter. Actually it does. There are restrictions on these, which means that actually you shouldn't write any more than about 70 characters in terms of length. So literally from the start to the end, including the pipe and all the spaces, 70 characters is going to be your limit. Reason being that anything more than that, it just truncates, which means instead of seeing the end of your business, for example, you just get a ... and you won't see anything else. So try and keep them relatively short, relatively concise, but most of the time 70 characters is enough room to play with. Number 4, don't keyword stuff. Now this is, is an age-old SEO no-no. We don't want to just be putting random keywords in everywhere. We want this title to look as nice and descriptive as possible without looking like we're intentionally trying to game Google. So use what you think is relevant. Don't try and game the system. It's probably the easiest rule you can go for without going into specifics. Once you've got these titles, often most people say, well, where the hell do I actually put these? It depends on your website. If you're using something like WordPress, you'll probably have a plugin like Yoast or something, which actually has an SEO title box on each page. If not, you might need to hard code it. So that means it sits in what's called a title tag, which again, if you speak to your developer or website manager, they'll know where you'll be able to put this. So, in summary, don't duplicate them, don't keyword stuff them, but use really relevant keywords. Don't use over 70 characters in length, and you'll be good to go. Obviously, we spend a lot of time looking at the particular keywords to try and get these ranking onto Google. But if you're right at the start of doing this, just use what you think is relevant. So I hope that's helped. We'll go into the other things that appear on Google search results in the future. If you have any questions, shoot them my way. You can find me on Twitter at DanWhitt, DanWHT, or just leave a comment on the list below. Thanks very much. See you next time.